Yes, guys, what's going on? Welcome to AdamMcKola TV. I am Adam. We are back with another the Premier League Gazette. Yes, look at this. Just look at that. Look at that. That's what we're waking up to this morning. Scott McTominay screaming his head out on the back of all the sports pages as Manchester United have beaten Manchester City and painted the city red yet again. That's the third time we've beaten them this season. Ollie, one of only one or two managers, he may be the only one, he's definitely the only one in England to beat Pep 3 times in one season. And look at that as well. That is also perfect. Pep Guardiola full of stress. Heads will roll as they are threatening to sack off lots of their players now. I was speaking to City fans yesterday after the game, and I say City fans, I was speaking to a City fan after the game yesterday, as one of them did come on the fan cams for full-time Devils, and I was chatting to him and he was saying, you guys are more forward in your progression and in your transition than we are. Because of the fact they've got financial fair play situation, they've got to change a lot of areas of their squad. They'll have players leaving, Aguero, David Silva, etc, etc. Them lot are saying that United are further ahead of them in their transition now. Their squad is different levels, you know what I mean? And I think there's a lot of excuses coming out from City at the moment in time. But it's interesting to hear, and depending how that financial fair play situation ends up and works out for them, how will they fare in terms of their rebuild? Will they be able to attract players? Will they be able to make the signings that they want to sign? You know, will they be in the Champions League? How long they're going to be out of European football for? All that kind of stuff. When you consider it, City are in for a worrying time, and they're not going to fall out of the top 4 spots. But will that matter at the end of the season? Will their appeal be successful? Probably not. So when you're thinking of all these things, City are in a strong position, and I think City fans are obviously worrying because, as you do when it's your own club, I don't think United are further ahead of them. I think if they get 1 or 2 players right in the summer, Pep's still the coach he was, maybe cracking up a little bit. But if they get 1 or 2 players in the summer that, you know, are of quality and can replace the ones that are on their way out, then they'll be challenging again. So I tend to disagree with the fact that they're further than us in their transition or further behind than us. But it's great feelings for Manchester United at this moment in time. And remember, we're not just talking about Manchester United here, but we are going to talk a little bit about the derby because it's the main talking point from the weekend. It is the main talking point from the weekend. Also, lots of scaremongering going on as well at this moment in time. First of all, how is Sam Quek talking about football all the time? How is this hockey player talking about football, talking about NFL, talking about all sorts of sports but hockey? On TV, radio, and now in the news. She must have a great agent. Same agent as Jermaine Genius, I'm guessing. But nevertheless, this is what we're talking about with the coronavirus stuff. Virus set to halt England versus Italy. And there's also talk on the back pages as well that the Wolves and the Spurs games in the Europa League are at risk. Now, we've seen games in Italy have started being played behind closed doors due to the coronavirus and the risk of it spreading amongst crowds and all of that. And we're hearing that those kind of measures that are in Italy with events that have lots of spectators could be called off or played behind closed doors, and the same could be said for you know, Premier League fixtures, Europa League fixtures that are taking place in England. Now, it's obviously, as a season ticket holder, someone that goes to games, someone that, you know, goes to games even if I don't have a ticket when they're away games to film with full-time Devils and stuff. It's a weird one. It's a proper weird one, but the trolling side of me, the United fan side of me, is thinking, Liverpool finally win a league title. Liverpool finally win a league title. They're now closer to that title because of Manchester United's result against Manchester City. Liverpool finally win a league title, and they may not be able to celebrate in front of fans. Can you imagine that? The game they finally win the title in, it's behind closed doors. Oh man, that would be the best thing ever if that was to happen. And I really hope it does. Not that I want anyone to be dying of coronavirus, or I want it to be spreading, or I want to catch it or anything like that. But if I have to catch coronavirus in order to mess up Liverpool's title parade and Liverpool's title celebrations and the way Liverpool win the league, and to just take the shine off it, then I'm happy to do that. And realistically, it's that old fable. Did Liverpool really win the league if no one was there to see it? I don't think they did. I don't think they did. And I'll keep counting next season as one of my seasons of what is it, 30, 31 years of my life without seeing Liverpool win the league. I didn't see them win the Champions League last year because I just went to sleep when the final was on. And to me now, it's like it didn't happen. So I might just do that. And if there's no one there when they lift the trophy, I'll be delighted. I'd be absolutely delighted. Not that they're lifting the trophy, but that there's no one there to see it. Fingers crossed. Up the corona. I'm joking. Annoyingly for Man United, Chelsea won against Everton. I was hoping Everton would do us a favour, to be totally honest with you. And they went and messed it up. Mason Mount getting a fantastic goal for them. I don't really rate Mason Mount, I'm not going to lie, and I'll be fuming if he's in the England squad in the summer, because I feel there's players in there that should be ahead of him. But what a result for Chelsea, what a result for Lampard. They were coming under pressure. Obviously with United playing and winning after them if they didn't win. Now, I know how it usually goes. Chelsea drop points, we drop points and all that stuff. But if we won and they lost, then we would have been firmly like level on points with them, I believe. So when you think of that, it was a massive result for Chelsea. Now, obviously United have got Spurs next. If we lose that game against Spurs, Spurs are 1 point behind us. So it's tightening up behind us, could tighten up above us, but we keep stepping on their necks, and I do think they will drop more points. I do think they're inconsistent, just like Manchester United, but United have started to have better, consistency. Chelsea are a little bit inconsistent in this moment in time, but a result like this can give them much confidence. So it is worrying me a little bit that Chelsea have got this result, and such a comfortable result as well. A 4-0 will fill them full of confidence, and their young lad Billy Gilmour's looking like a different talent, a different gravy in terms of a talent. I say I don't get the hype around Mason Mount, but I really do get the hype around Billy Gilmour. Young Scottish lad, absolute baller. He plays like he's a lot more experienced than he actually is as well, and is a massive talent. A little bit jealous of that one. Billy Gilmour in the midfield, probably be playing with the likes of Scott McTominay for Scotland soon. The Scottish Zidane. What a moment that was, guys. If you haven't seen it as well, check out the recording I had from the game yesterday. I'm going to stop talking about the Manchester derby because this is the Premier League Gazette. But if you check out the recording that I did, I wanted to record the final whistle because it was such a great atmosphere in the Stretford end and in Old Trafford yesterday. Little did I know what was to come. Scott McTominay taking the roof off the place. It was absolutely fantastic. But yeah, what a moment. And talking of, yeah, I can't talk about a Scottish player without thinking of Scott McTominay at the minute. But what a day that was yesterday for Manchester United and for Chelsea. A big result for them and a bad result for Manchester City, which leaves them asking a lot of questions about themselves, about their future, about their manager and all that stuff. Will he be around in the future? Will he be there to see this through, or will he just do one? Because I think a lot of it doesn't matter on the appeal as well with them. I know he says he's not going anywhere and he'll go down with them, but I just don't see that happening at all. Now, let me see what we can look at next. Here's another good story as well. Billy Sharp in the Times, the game, says, Billy Sharp there saying, Henderson will be England #1 soon. Another clean sheet for Dean Henderson. How many clean sheets is that now for him? Surely it'll be in here, be seen as he kept a clean sheet. Dean Henderson, magnificent saves, treble save for Sheffield United to keep their clean sheet and give them the 3 points against Norwich. A huge win for them. They're still in and around the mix as well with United, with Chelsea, with Spurs for Champions League football. Dean Henderson, massively talented. Now he's a United's player. He's being linked with a move back to Manchester United in the summer, and United fans, because of some bad form from David De Gea, are thinking, do we get rid of David De Gea and bring in Dean Henderson? But will Henderson also be England #1? Should he be England #1 in the summer at the Euros? For me, either him or Pope. Now, as a Man United fan and someone that wants to see Dean Henderson become a fantastic goalkeeper for us, I tend to not want to read into and buy into the England hype, because we know what can happen if people make mistakes playing for England and how they can get judged and what that can do to them mentally. So I don't really care about England, but this guy is in great form this season. He's stepping up in stature, and he's knocking down the door of Gareth Southgate. Jordan Pickford making mistakes again. looking poor. How he will get picked for England, I don't know. He will be in that squad, and that's a disgrace because he's not top 2 England goalkeepers. Pope and Dean Henderson have been better than him. But like I said, as a United fan, I don't want to see him rushed. I don't want to see United forcing him to United and then kicking David De Gea to the curb, and then he makes a mistake or two and he gets ruined. But Dean Henderson, 10 clean sheets this season for them. He's one behind Nick Pope, who's obviously doing fantastically well, keeping another clean sheet, helping Sheffield United in their push for European football. The kid is top quality, and you think, how much would he be worth in this kind of market as well? When you look at the price of some of these players and how much some of the younger players are going for, a top quality goalkeeper is difficult to come by. Remember how long it took us to replace Schmeichel? Obviously you come across Van der Sar and you get De Gea, and we had our worries with De Gea, and that's why, you know, we've seen De Gea do fantastically well at Atletico Madrid, come to United and have that wobbly spell. Maybe just giving him another year at Sheffield would be great for us, but that doesn't mean he shouldn't be playing for England next summer in the Euros, because he's England's best goalkeeper. He's England's best goalkeeper, as simple as that. The only one that should be keeping him out of that #1 shirt is Nick Pope. It's Nick Pope. If Jordan Pickford starts for England, that's an absolute disgrace. One more thing I want to look at is, of course, Spurs, Jose, Eric Dyer. Now, Eric Dyer had a good performance for them against Burnley, and I thought Burnley probably should have won that game after their first half performance. But Jose, you are a busted flush, ain't ya? He's finished. He's absolutely done. And I'm so happy he's not our manager anymore. Thank you for Stockholm, thank you for Wembley, thank you for all of that. But just watching Spurs at the moment, it shows me how done they are. Tactically poor, performance poor, man management looks poor. None of the players look like they're bothered. Talking about Ndombele after the game as if, you know, God knows, we've been there before with Jose. We know what he's all about, and he looks like a busted flush at the minute. He really does. He's finished. I just think it's a matter of time now before he gets sacked at Spurs, and I don't think they will do it in the summer. They want to be seen to be giving him time. Daniel Levy never gave Poch the money, never gave him the time, and he sacked him and brought in Jose. He's going to have to stick by that now. And I think next season could be a disaster for Spurs, an absolute disaster, especially if they miss out on European football as well. It's then going to be more difficult to bring in players. And would you want to play for Jose the way he talks about some of his players? I don't think you would. I don't think you would. He came in at Spurs saying, I could win the league with this team, and now look at it. He's going to want money to change that team in the summer. Probably not going to get it. He's going to melt down very, very quick. He's going to melt down so quick, it's going to be great to watch. But yeah, that was a good result for Burnley, because Spurs winning, they would have kept them right behind us. And even though I'm saying they're done and all that, it's going to be a tricky game next week against them. And if we can get out there with a draw or a win, leaves us favourite for that top 4 spot, in my opinion. But yeah, I don't think Jose's got much longer left in him. I think it's a matter of time, and it's going to be a ticking time bomb with him at Spurs. Eric Dyer playing. Imagine Eric Dyer had a Man United shirt on when he run up in the crowd, by the way. There'd be a whole different narrative around this guy if he was a foreigner like Granit Xhaka. If he wasn't blessed with the privileges that he has, if he didn't play for a London club, if he didn't play for England, if he played for Man United, the story would have been completely different. He would have needed a police escort anywhere. Wouldn't have been allowed on a football pitch again. And he needs a big fat ban. But yeah, who cares about that? Anyway, guys, let us know what you're thinking about all of that in the comments below. Dean Henderson for England or United, the Manchester derby, and Pep going to be replacing players soon, or will he be the first to go? What's going to happen there? It's an interesting one. What do you think of Chelsea? Obviously going for the top 4, Billy Gilmour, Frank Lampard, all of that jazz. Jose Mourinho, is he absolutely done out here? Coronavirus fears as well. There's loads going on. But let us know what you're thinking in the comments below. The Gazette United, the United version of this video, is out on Full Time Devils. Go check that out. But for now, I've been AdamMcKola. I'm out of here.